All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful leg out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shout out to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners that have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And what I wanted to go into today, was dealing with how, we had to be, we had to develop, a king mentality within this ministry, And when people think of kings, the first thing they think of, is the privileges, the material things and the lifestyle, their luxurious lifestyle. But before that, it has to be a mindset of responsibility. You see, a mindset, of discipline, because that's when you go into the scriptures, going into a kingdom, one of the traits, that we have to develop, is discipline, man. Hey, because when you go into how King Solomon, during the time of Solomon, what did Solomon pray for? What did Solomon pray for? Was wisdom to do what? To rule his people. Because he knew that was above, material things. Because if you have material things with no discipline, you're gonna destroy yourself. If you have material things with no discipline, you're gonna destroy yourself. We'll destroy ourselves, man. Even going back to the law, statutes, and commandments, those law, statutes, and commandments was put in place to prevent us from destroying ourselves, man, as a nation. You see? And that's why the heathens, they didn't run as efficient as we ran, because there was no standard. So now, in this time, especially within this society where we live in a society where it's all about pleasing the flesh, it's all about individualism, because a king has to be nation-minded. Solomon was nation-minded. David was nation-minded. His decision to fight Goliath, was a power move for the nation. That opened up the door, for our people to become a superpower. If you want to get geopolitical with it, what King David did by defeating Goliath, they opened the door for Israel to become, a superpower. So that battle wasn't just about, him and his fame that he got from it. First and foremost, it was about Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai getting the glory. It was about Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai getting the glory. And then, what happened, man, it benefited the whole nation, So that's the mind frame that we have to develop. Like, we got to, even taking care of our health, it's beneficial for the nation. Because the more healthy we are, the more beneficial we are in teaching. The more clarity that we have, you see, the more free time that we have. Like, our decision making is based on the nation. What's good for the nation, And that's what we're developing, because the scriptures say, to whom much is given, much is required, So there's a lot that's required of us, And then when we're delivered, when we get those new bodies, then we'll come into their rest. Then we'll come into, enjoying, the things of the earth, man. Fully enjoying family, enjoying the women, wives that's in order. Then we'll enjoy those things, man. You see, because even when you go into dealing with the law, how kings are not supposed to multiply. Wasn't supposed to multiply women in chariots. It wasn't that a king, couldn't have multiple women, because, a lot of our kings had multiple women, and even, those that was well off of our nation, those men will have multiple wives. But it was talking about a mindset. You see, you're not in the position of the king just to enjoy the perks. That's not the top priority of a king, to enjoy the perks that come with being the king. It's their responsibility, man. You see, even when you go into the epistles, dealing with let's say like the book of Peter, You know, I bring 1 Peter 5:8 when he told us to be sober and be diligent. You know, because we in the spiritual war. You see, in the ancient world during times of war, the king couldn't be sloppy drunk every day. The king had to be sober because the king had the last say so on the council of what to do next. You have his generals, his war experts with him, you know, his counselors, you know, the priests, all right? But then the king will have the last say so on how to move forward. So a king had to be sharper than everyone, you know? A king had to be more on point than anyone. You see? So the beginning stages of, you know, that king mentality is discipline. All right? You know, constantly, you know, evolving, you know. Because a king has to evolve and to constantly expand, you know, his empire, man. He has to constantly become more and more, you know, knowledgeable, you know, using life, you know, and experiences of life to make them more knowledgeable and productive, you know, in decision making. You see? So we have to understand, all right, when we talk about kings, it begins with their responsibility first, you know, and also having a standard. Like, I know I'm on the mindset, like, you know, that's another thing of a king. Like, a king, he want a particular thing, you know, and if he can't get it, he'll just go without. You know, he'll go without. He'll just say, you know, and that's the mind frame, you know, that I know I'm personally, you know, want to instill, just having that mind frame, you know, just to go without particular things, man. If it ain't something to you know, to my standard, I just go without, man. You know, it is what it is. You see, we developing that king, you know, mentality, man. You know, because we've been so beaten down in America, man. You know, where, you know, especially as an Israelite man, you know, it's an all-out attack, you know, on the Israelite man, on, you know, on our confidence, man. You know, that's why everybody, when it comes to the Israelite man, you know, everybody, you know, is nitpicking. You know, no matter how much greatness you do, you know, the only thing that people, you know, magnify is the flaws. You see? And that's all, you know, a mind game to destroy your confidence, man. It's something else, you know, personally. You know, I have my mind geared, you know, just to being confident, man. You know, because that's something that was stripped from us within this captivity. All right, when you look at the media, you know, it was always a major attack on the Israelite man, you know. But see, now through Yahweh Shai, we're getting that confidence back. That's part of the healing process with Yahweh Shai, you know, is getting that confidence back, man. And I've been praying for it. It ain't confidence, you know, in me like I'm something great. No, just confidence, you know, in the standard of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You see? The authority of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, confident in it, you know? So I just want to put that out there, man. Lord will, you know, this was edifying to you brothers, you know, because at the end of the day, all right, that house of David is being raised up. You know, we're a part of something great, you see, and of course, we're fighting to be joint heirs and kings with Yahweh Shai, man. So, you know, just you know, continue, you know, the battle, you know, and just conquer, all right, the flesh, man, because that's the main enemy, all right, in this ministry is our own flesh, you know. So, hey, just keep leveling up in the spirit, man, developing that king mentality, you know, just keep fighting, man. You know, you brothers is kings, man. You know, you brothers is born kings. All right, we're stepping into our lot. You know, we're evolving within our lot. You know, each brother, you know, with whatever portion they have. You see, so Lord will edify till the next time I say shalom.